Okay, it's been a while. Today's setup is a little bit different. I love Halloween. It's actually my favorite holiday of the year and I'm always really excited to celebrate it. So let's get my hair back and also chit chat about life a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna get started and I've already done my skin prep. Since we're doing it at night, I just went down with micellar water to cleanse and then I went in with these Madecassoside Blemish pads. I saw that if you put them like right before your makeup application, your makeup sits a lot better. And for moisturizer, we want to go with something a little bit lighter because we are going for quite a heavy makeup look using Glow Recipes Plump Hyaluronic Cream. I'm also going to be using a bunch of makeup that I have been really enjoying lately. A lot of these are brand new, so let me pull them up. So first thing for base, we are doing Huda Beauty's Easy Blur. I was just blown away by how well in real time like these products worked. So anyway, I love this primer. It's silicone free but it acts like it has silicone. It's like very pore minimizing, but very good at like smoothing out any shine, but at the same time being very lightweight. And then right before we jump into live updates, let me go in with my base. It's just like a match made in heaven. And I'm gonna apply this using a spatula. I got like shade matched exactly. So if you can tell, right, I really don't need very much more. Ah, damn! I wanted to underpaint. Okay, wait. I also very quickly want to use my little passport from Makeup Forever. I love this cream multi-palette. It's so good. Absolutely love it. Oh, I have clean brushes too. It has been a while since like I've been properly creative with makeup. So I'm quite excited to do this look actually. I hadn't initially thought of doing it, but it had been on my mind and when I asked you guys on stories, this was the most popular answer. So I'm gonna be going in with the cool browns, mixing both of them. I should have done this before foundation, but you know, we're just like winging it as we go. I guess with the foundation like this, it does provide it quite a nice base to sort of blend out. I'm thinking of like a witchy blood witch, you know, that sort of vibe. I feel like witches have gotten quite a bad rep over the past centuries. They've also been historically one of the first few like financially independent women. Witches have been like quite powerful throughout history. And I don't know why I'm going into like a history lesson right now, but I'm just like a big witch fangirl and I cannot believe that I've never done this like makeup look before. So let me just like carve out super dank cheekbones. Okay, my forehead's teeny tiny, so honestly I don't want to add more to it. Life's been good. I moved into my partner's place around 3 months ago, nearly 4 now. And quite honestly, it hasn't felt that different. If you don't know the law, we were living like 2 doors down from each other and I was honestly spending most of my time here. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel like I'm waking everyone up. Sure. You want to say hi, puppy? Oh, no one wants to say hi. Oh, he's super scruffy. We cut his own hair so that he doesn't have to go to a groomer's and we don't have to worry about like them mishandling him. Because he's very quiet. He won't snap one. He'll just let you do anything. Say hi to everybody. It's been a while, huh? Wow, he's probably like, Mama, why are you not sleeping? This is Mama's therapy time, bruh. You wanna lie here next to Mama? Okay. Yeah, clearly Noodles is like very much used to this place. In fact, I think he is more comfortable here than he ever was 2 doors down, which is originally my place. And more importantly, it just felt like a very financially wise decision because at a certain point, the other place was becoming like an extra expensive storeroom and I really did not need to pay that extra rent. So we just decided to do this after realizing that it was possible for me to move all of my stuff in. And I've honestly been really happy. For me, like I just worried initially that like my partner would indeed mind the amount of stuff because I know that like I have more stuff than her. And I'm moving into someone's like existing house, right? So that did freak me out a bit, also because I know my partner does not like clutter and she's quite a minimalist herself. But so far I've been checking in with her a lot and I've just been like making sure that like I keep my messes contained, like organized and functional. And I did really cut down on quite a lot of stuff. I think I own like 20% of stuff that I used to own, honestly, probably less if you count furniture. But I'm very happy with my setup. Like, setup is pretty fire, no? Like, I quite like it. Only thing is, I guess, like, also the lack of privacy. I think it feels different when you move from your parents to move in with your partner, but for me, like, I've lived alone for 6 years. My space has always been something that's like quite comfortable, and I play by my own rules, so I think taking another person's opinion into account on how the space should look like can be a little bit stressful. But if you make it a good habit of like communicating and just making sure that people are really happy with the arrangement, it can work out. So yeah, fortunately we haven't run into any major issues, and it's good. Like, I think it's nice to have everything like streamlined into one place. It really makes me feel like we're building a home together, which is the most important, and I just feel more together and like in sync and ready to be creative. It does give me more space and more time to think about what I want to do with content. I also decided to pick up real estate again, and I'm doing it again, and I feel like taking a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather before coming back in with like a more confident mindset. It just makes me feel better and more ready to do a good job. So that's also something that I really enjoy, and I think it does challenge me in different ways. So we figured moving in is the best way for us to be more prudent with our money. It definitely helps with future planning, our goals in life, so we are very excited, saving up, working towards that. That also ties in with like making more financially like educated and more informed decisions about our money. So one of the ways is by cutting excess cost. I don't want to say living minimally, I don't feel like that's quite the correct term. Also just using like the leftover foundation to just dab. I would say just like being more mindful about money. Hold on, should we do like a really dark brow? I'm gonna use black, witchy, right? This for me is quite easy, honestly, because growing up, like, I was super thrifty and I would save a lot, but my mid-20s have been spent trying to reverse that, and I've actually been trying to learn how to spend money without feeling guilty and feeling like I worked for it, I deserve it, it'll make me happy. It's a bit of a balance to strike for sure. Like, I don't want to go like too hedonistic and just make a lot of silly purchases. Like, I didn't realize this, but when I was pole dancing, right, I spent thousands of dollars on pole wear. Pole wear is not cheap. It's like a teeny tiny little panty, right? It's like 150 USD sometimes. Most of the things are like maybe 50 to 100 USD. It has been nice to be limited by space, sell some of my stuff, make back a little bit of the money that I spent, and then also at the same time like think a lot more carefully about getting certain things. And the other thing is tracking expenses. I'm gonna get all excited now because this is something that I've done for a few years now, and I've manually had to key them in to an Excel sheet, and it looks ridiculous. Like, it's super messy. I'm not an Excel wizard. Recently I found this app that helps me track all of my bank accounts at once. Have y'all heard of Dobin? I've been so blown away by it that I just have to show y'all. First things first, Dobin allows me to sync all of my bank balances across different banks, every single bank. The previous one that I was using, I didn't want to pay for the premium payment because it couldn't connect all of the banks anyway. Like, not all of the banks are supported. I was just like manually logging in all of the expenses one by one. Not gonna lie, for the past 1.5 years, I've just stopped doing that because it's a lot of work. And then every single month, I will log it into a separate Excel sheet so that I can see in a year or different years what my spending habits are like and how much I'm earning. It was so tedious. Because they're based in Singapore, it allows you to connect to all of the banks: OCBC, UOB, DBS, StanChart, American Express, HSBC, CMIB, even Citibank, which, if you know, right, no other app allows you to connect to Citibank. So they tell you how much you have across all of your bank accounts and how much you've spent on credit cards. So now it's crazy. I have everything just automatically consolidated and categorized. Oh my god, thank you AI. Let me see if I can show you guys. See, I have like 4 different bank accounts that are all connected. Bank account balance. It also tells you what it was in September. So we can see if it went like up or down. And then it also tells you your credit cards. Ugh. So I earn more this month, but I also spend more this month. And it also tells you how much you spend on recurring bills, like your subscriptions, tells you your bank charges if you get any, and utilities as well. Look here. Oh my god. Look, I barely grabbed. Look at the amount of bus and MRT. Very proud of myself. But if you have certain ones that you don't want to track, that you don't want to factor in, like for your company, or if you have like a joint account or whatever, you can also choose not to track it if you want. So yeah, you see here, you get a full breakdown of all the different categories, expense trends, and even list of transactions. Oh my god. I need to drink water, thirsty, very stressed. Oh my gosh. Oh god, it even tells you cash flow also. Ooh, second thing that I want to show you guys, because I feel like it'll be very helpful. So you know when some people are like really good at like remembering like, okay, supermarket, I have to use this card. Online shopping, this card for miles. Like I always forget which one gets the best discounts. Dobin will tell you. You can also customize the reward type or mode of payment, like cashback, miles, rebates. It is so freaking handy. Or even trying to figure out like what gets you the best miles, for example, you can just search up on Dobin like this. These are some of the popular merchants. Let's go with Fair Price, for example. The Yobi One card, which I have, that I use and I love. If you want to look at travel, you can see exactly how many miles, if there are any promotions going on. It is just the best. Like if you want to save money and if you're gonna do these things anyway, you might as well take literally 1 minute to check on Dobin. It's been such a game changer. It can also help you curate deals and discounts specifically for you, and all of your data is like kept safe. So yeah, all of you money trackers, miles collectors, cashback people, 100% go and download Dobin and use my code WORDWEED for a special deal. I will list more details on the screen, but yeah, thank me later. Because sometimes like you really, as much as you try to like stay present, you don't realize like how many small things can add up, or that like, for me it's weird. Like when it comes to like big ticket purchases, I don't really feel it. But if I like spend a lot on like small things, then I feel really bad. I don't know what that's about, but it has like warped my perception of how I spend my money. So this is quite an interesting way to really get a clearer view of my own finances and plan for the future. I think a lot of people's impression is that like 500 square feet is definitely too small, and I also shared that belief like before I moved in. That's why I was always looking at places that was 750 and up. But through learning the hard way, I've realized that actually having a space too big can really set you back, especially when you don't have a lot of help in the house. It definitely took a toll on me when I was like in charge of the entire penthouse. Honestly, I have to admit, it is more enjoyable like having a more curated space, being able to work with less sometimes. I know that's very like not of abundance, but sometimes it is nicer to live a little bit more minimally and to feel abundant in other ways. The goal eventually is to have a bigger house, to have separate rooms where I can work comfortably, and a garden for the boys to run around in and stuff like that. But we know realistically, living in Singapore, it's not gonna happen quite so soon lah. And since my partner already bought this house, like we decided to DIY what we can, and she also did a lot of the DIY regarding the house, like the floors, the walls, cabinetry even, like super DIY lesbian. So I would love to take you guys around and show you some of the work that she's done also. We could do a home tour for sure. If you haven't already seen my little cozy corner makeover, I'll link it in the description. But we basically did like a mini DIY setup of this space. It's just a matter of like living very intentionally and working with what you have. I think one of the comments from that video was that like, this place is so small. Like this nook itself is really small. I pared down all of my things, I kept what matters, and I'm able to reach everything at one go, and I feel quite comfortable. I could feel quite happy actually. Let's go a little bit more bold today. Ooh, first things first, I'm actually gonna use this Rare Beauty eyeshadow stick in Perspective. Oh, perfect. Okay, just gonna blend out like a dark color base. Not really worried about it being too neat. And not gonna lie, I think it's pretty common to worry about money. Like no matter how much you have, there's always this fear that it might not be enough. So definitely I was a little bit initially also, because I guess there are just more creators now. The reason why I also wanted to move to real estate was just in case people don't really watch YouTube videos, or if like I feel like content creation isn't really serving me anymore. Which, sidebar, I just want to say, if you guys still enjoy YouTube videos and you still enjoy watching them, right, please watch them. Like, please just like continue, you know. I know that for me also personally, I've watched a lot more TikTok recently, and there's a bit of like a doom scroll situation. I'm not like entirely in control, but I've noticed that a lot of my favorite YouTubers aren't really making regular videos anymore, and more importantly that I feel like my views have also been dropping quite consistently, even though it's very heartbreaking to say, but actually like this year I spent the most time and the most dedication like making YouTube videos. Yeah, like on the travel stuff. Like, I really love my Sri Lanka one, and I hear that people miss and love long form stuff and that the connection is different. That's why I also love it, but it doesn't translate in views. If you value long form content and you want the people who make long form content to continue, then please support them. Not just me as well, but your other creators as well. Just like give them a like, give them a comment, like just push their stuff out there. It has been quite disencouraging lah, I would say, over the past few years, but especially this year, like when I really dedicated to having like a regular schedule and putting more work into it. But I also recognize that maybe things have just changed. Sometimes it is quite tempting to just like give up on YouTube and just like commit to making short form content on TikTok, which honestly you would think that I would just like reuse the same footage. It doesn't quite work that way. Cut up long form videos don't really have the same type of like clarity and storytelling and that punch that like short form videos do. But work stress aside, I really haven't had anything bothering me. Sometimes I have like certain isolated incidents that I sort of need to process and like disappointments, yeah. But in general, I think I'm coming back a lot more sure of myself and more confident of the work that I can produce and the person that I am, that I can be. Yeah, which is like huge for me because I think I always, as much as I didn't want to, sought validation from others. Or more importantly, it's like the opposite. I didn't want to be misunderstood because I feel like that happened a lot throughout my life. So yeah, previously my idea of like success, fulfillment, satisfaction, all of these were like very much dependent on how well I was doing at work, how many people told me that they loved my videos and how they resonated with them and all of that. Sometimes it's like quite emotional to think about. I like recently watched some of my old videos of me like dating and being single, and there was one particular Get Ready With Me about me talking about how I don't know why I can't get dating right, I just can't be myself, I just feel really stressed. It got me really emotional. At first I was like enjoying it, I was like, that's so fucked up, that's so funny. And then by the end of it I was just like tearing up and just like feeling so sad for myself, and then also feeling really touched that like finally I am where I have always wanted to be, which is like in a healthy, stable, very fulfilling and like life-creating relationship that I feel safe, I feel seen, and I feel completely okay to just like be myself. Yeah, to have like day-to-day moments of happiness, being able to spend a lot of time with my dogs. These past 2 years, I would say I really have not been going out as much. We barely drink alcohol anymore, and we just like prefer staying home with the boys. Mostly it's because of the boys, like we just don't want to leave them alone. I've got a very nice, boring domestic life that I'm very happy about actually. We have our own space. I no longer have that feeling of being in like a borrowed place, because I mean when you rent, you know, you have all sorts of restrictions and the space can never be perfectly calibrated for your needs, but now it is for me. Like I have my pottery like on display. I just feel very like settled, very grounded, very grown. And because I am in like a very safe place inside and out, I feel like I've done a lot more reflection and a lot more growth into what really matters in life. My partner's also like this, like we like to reflect on things like past the surface, and we've talked about how, especially I feel like in Singapore and in like Asian contexts, success is usually measured by like material wealth, how much you have, what you have, and we've come to agree that satisfaction for us looks like day-to-day happiness and enjoying genuine quality of life and having things in moderation versus the mindset of like doing whatever to get to the escalator to go all the way to the top. Maybe some people are genuinely cut out for that and they genuinely want that, but I just find that this is very often prescribed to us. It's just like the same way as like, you know, some uni students, they pick the course that they can qualify for that makes them like the most amount of money, or the most prestigious one, regardless of whether that's what they actually want to do or not, and conversely are a lot less inclined to do things that have less earning potential or that may take them longer to get to their goal. And I totally understand, because like I've been there also, and when people give you this sense of like stress or this like mahjong mentality of like, if you don't do this, like someone else gonna do this and you're gonna regret because you should have started doing it earlier, it's just gonna be a never-ending cycle of like insecurity and stress and feeling like everything is scarce, that you have to compete with people over it, and also about hitting certain milestones by certain ages and feeling bad when other people do that and you don't, like buying like a property, landed property even. I'm like, damn, you're buying landed property now? And like, it's just such an unrealistic expectation to put on yourself. Like, things are so expensive now. We're all just trying our best without inherited wealth, right? Some of us really just gotta like do what we can. For a lot of people, I feel like we just haven't figured it out yet. Like, we've not had the time to catch our breath and really like think and reflect on what gives us purpose, what gives us meaning, what gives us happiness. Really getting to know yourself and determining what fulfillment and satisfaction looks like to you outside of those considerations, outside of comparisons, external influences like what your parents say, what your friends say. It's tough. Maybe that's why I've been a hermit for 2 years, because I just haven't wanted to listen to that. I think like I'm lucky. I've never really like subscribed to the whole idea of having to show people what I have and like using status symbols or wealth markers, and that's like extra pervasive amongst like real estate agents. I realize it is still very much being subscribed to, and no hate, but sometimes they don't look that different. Even though they spend a lot more, I don't feel like it necessarily elevates their look in my eyes. Maybe I just have like a different marker for people. The Louis Vuitton shirt is still ill-fitting. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just looks like you're performing for people, which makes you seem even less confident than if you didn't do that. If you genuinely like the item, a genuine treat that you have an emotional connection to, I'm all for it. But using things as a wealth marker that you don't even particularly formed real opinions about otherwise, that's just for me like a very slippery slope that I don't want to go down. I think my like Korean palettes have to come in and save the day. I have like a center, like slightly sparkling color. Let me see if... oh, that already looks so much better. I feel like having this sort of mindset also leads you to worry quite a lot about your finances, which of course worrying in like healthy doses keeps you in check. That's good, but it's not productive to always be worried about it, to always feel a sense of lack and to feel like money's always running out. I'm gonna dig into this color. I hope it works. Oh, is it this? Oh shit, I can't decide between these two. I can't decide between these two. Maybe this one? Ooh, that was a good choice, good choice, good choice. Oh, look at how that just like shifted the color. Made it a lot more like bronzy. Oh, I kind of look like a cauldron. Ooh, I kind of love it. Maybe I can like dab that purple like right on top. I'm gonna use like the leftovers. Just like dab a little bit here. Just like a little bit of a shadow. Yeah, I would love to do more makeup centric stuff. Always loved it, just haven't done a lot of it. I just honestly, when you are a happy hermit living a domestic life, you don't really think about makeup that much. So yeah, this is my attempt to change it. Okay, let me go in with eyeliner now. I'm gonna do a really solid, thick liquid eyeliner. It's just what works for me, and I want it dramatic and like just like fierce. Thank goodness I already have the guide, just to make sure they balance out first. Okay lah. I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit frayed and it's On the verge of drying up. I do like the inner corners though. I do feel like it looks more like witchy. Such a hard time getting it like to the right point. I just got these Rare Beauty minis and they are so good, so I'm just gonna like map them out, okay? I'm gonna start off with the lighter one, which is Virtue, and I'm gonna just dab like the tiniest bit. I'm gonna use a pretty precise brush to do that. I don't want there to be too much color. It is extremely pigmented. Beloved. Right? Whoa, it's super pigmented. Just a quick little touch up. So yeah, since now I've been reunited with my makeup, it has been quite fun to just like do that for myself and think about how I want to present myself now that I am in a different era of my life, I would say. It does feel like the dawn of a new age. It really does. Too little concealer. I'm like just a little bit scared. I don't know why. This will give us like a really beautiful soft baked look. I want to try so many things, you guys. Like I want to try baby bangs, okay? The hairstylist who does my hair, Zen, has already told me that it's a no-go, that it would not suit my face. But I'm damn stubborn, like I'm still thinking about it non-stop. I just feel like it could be a very fun, quirky way to express myself. The only thing is I'm like worried that like it's very high maintenance because I don't usually spend a lot of time doing my hair. Thankfully, I'm just blessed to have, let me show you. Oh, I can zoom out now. Good hair and an even better hairstylist. So I haven't had to do anything to my hair in a while, but I do want to consider doing different styles and like just being a little bit more adventurous about it, you know? Like I cut it a little bit shorter and we've gotten rid of the money piece. But yeah, it feels like a fresh start and it just paves the way for more interesting looks, you know? I feel like I could look more gaunt. Like I feel like I could look more freaky. I think I will just put like the tiniest contour on my fingers, right where I feel like I want my cheekbones to pop. I feel like my style is also slowly becoming more different. I think in the past 2 years it's been like super cool kindergartner slash super cute grandma, like there's no in between. But I do want to feel hot again. Let me set my face. I will be baking, so I'll be using the Givenchy Prisme Libre. In the meantime, I'm gonna put on some lashes. I use these lashes to get a really unruly lash look. I'm trying to keep my voice down because it's really quite late already. We probably should have started earlier, but we're like watching culinary class walls. It's so good. So anyway, I'm just gonna like finish up really quickly. Dust off the excess powder from the bake. Oh, that turned out really nice. Wow, okay. So like C Beauty is actually kind of cool. And I've been getting quite a lot of stuff. Like you can get Judy doll, you know, without like the additional markup. And then I have this, which is like, I don't think the camera really does it justice. Ooh, you can kind of see it now. Another C Beauty brand. Let me just put it a little bit on. Can you see? I'm also gonna smudge the tiniest bit on the bottom right here. Ooh. Wait, it looks so magical. I quite like it. I think it's kind of cool. I'm trying to decide if we still need powder blush. I think it could help to just sort of blend everything together. I love this Matte Glow Play blush. I've been using it like almost every single day. I've got 3 shades that I just like rotate between. Yeah, anyway, going back to like life journeys and priorities and what makes me satisfied. I think I'm okay with the fact that it changes from time to time, and because you're doing like constant check-ins with yourself, you just kind of know instinctively what you want to do. And for me, I think right now it's being creative and having fun, like looking cute and just like enjoying life that way. For the past 2 years, it's been hanging out with the dogs and just like prioritizing like being present, which is why I guess my social media like took a hit, but now I think it's like moved to like being creative and experimenting with colors, with art. And a good way for me to do it is like through makeup, because actually I love makeup so much, but nobody really knows because I don't really do very creative makeup. So hopefully this is something that I can have fun with. I initially wanted to use this blush topper and enliven a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, I want to do this like on top of the powder so it doesn't dull the shine, because it's like a really wet glow. Oh my god, I've not tried the Rare Beauty luminizers since they've come out because my shades have always been sold out. I have so many of my own to work through, but I'm so glad I got to try this because like now I know which luminizers to buy. Look at how beautiful is that? And it gives my face like so much dimension and it really draws the cheekbone up. So finally, for my lips, I will be working with a brow pencil right on the outside to create a shadow. This is actually too light. I have this random one that I bought from Taobao. Oh, this is good. I never look good overdrawing my lips, so I'm not gonna even attempt. I found that this color is definitely way too dark for my everyday, but for a vampy lip, it's perfect. Can you hear that? It's like snoring next to me. Let me show you. Oh my god. Oh my god. And then from here, I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Universal Earth. This is a much better everyday pencil, and I'm gonna use it as an intermediary color. I wouldn't necessarily recommend the Taobao lip pencil, but I would definitely recommend this one. The Taobao pencil, I don't know if you can tell, it's not very even and sometimes it comes off in clumps. It's also not comfortable to put on at all because it's way too creamy. You always like hit the wooden part, which, you know, feels a little bit uncomfortable. I want something like really intensely red. These are like very blood red colors. Ooh. I think this is it actually. And then this color. Ooh, that's nice. I feel like I prefer this more warm red. This is a super bold red lip actually. I'm actually quite happy that I went with this color. I think it's a little bit more chill actually. Especially with the liner. I feel like liner always makes it look quite dramatic. Okay, I was thinking of using my Roman Water Lasting Gloss, but I think I may have put it like in a backpack or something, so I'm just gonna use what I have. Hopefully this works. It's from Excel. Oh yeah, okay. Just a tip like that. That is the look. Ta-da-da! Does it look like a lot of makeup? I feel like I'm like used to seeing it already. I think the eyes and the lips balance each other out really well. So let me go get changed. Okay. Oh, I also have this like vintage Calvin Klein. This is actually from Cotton On like 10 years ago. I think this is like my first legit non-functional piece of lingerie. I never had the guts to wear it until like late last year. Or was it early this year? So yeah, fits me like a glove. I don't have a black skirt, so we're just like trying to ignore that, okay? It's getting like gothic. Let me take this off. And oh, I've got jewelry though. I feel like this one is quite witchy. Why does it kind of look like I'm going for another type of party? Look, I even have my nails to match. This is the first time I've ever gotten nail extensions, you guys. Like, I've never had extensions before. These are vintage from Go Margo. I feel like witches have all sorts of like crystals, metal, jewelry to protect them. This is my interpretation anyway. Oh, and then the final touch. I bought this hat on Shopee. It does not stand up straight and it doesn't fit my head. It's like meant for a child or something, I don't know. Anyway, this is the look. I think it looks pretty fire, honestly. Okay, I turned down the lights, so hopefully you can see how the makeup looks. If you gave me more time, I would probably like add even more embellishments to it, but I really like a vampy look, and I feel like this is something that you can do even if you don't want to dress up as a witch, but particularly for me, like how I would want to look as a witch, like just like very strong, witchy eyes, if you have light contacts, ooh, that'd be so cool. Carved out cheekbones, and then like a blood red lip. Please let me know if you enjoyed it. Also, please let me know if you enjoy me speaking a little bit softer. I know it's something different, but I do enjoy just sort of like doing my own stuff at night, and this was a lot of fun for me. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel down below. I make new videos sometimes. I'm no longer gonna keep to the 2-week schedule. I'm just gonna make stuff when it's really good and really fun. So turn on your notifications and also stay tuned to Instagram and TikTok. So I'll see you there at Word Weed. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed a little catch up, and I'll see you soon.